At this time, I would like to introduce our speaker. And I was taught a long time ago not to read to smart people. So you all are smart people, so I'm not going to read all the things that Jay has done since he left us here at Mountain Empire. But Jay was one of our students. He graduated from here in 2017. And since then, he's gone on to get his master's degree, become a family nurse practitioner who is board certified, and he started his own business. So I'll let you read more about the details, but I need to tell you a little bit about Jay. Jay is a jack of all trades. Jay was a banker when he came to us. And I needed an explanation one day for what the spleen does. And I remember looking up and seeing his face, and I thought, banker. And I said, Jay, and you remember this? Jay, what do you all do with the dollar bills that are ripped up when they come to the bank? And he says, take them out of circulation. I said, that's exactly what the spleen does with bad blood cells. So he was able to help me explain that in just one word, take out of circulation, 4 words, what the spleen did. So he was very helpful with that. Then he came back and was a clinical instructor for us. So we appreciate Jay so much, and we just consider him one of the family here at Mountain Empire, and we're just tickled to death that he's going to be here today sharing his path since he left Mountain Empire. Jay Stilner.
Well, I actually wrote a speech about 3 times to give information to you all, give you some advice, and sit back. I've laid up to about 3 or 4 in the morning, just trying to give you guys some helpful tips as you go forward. And I thought, you guys are going to learn these on your own. You're going to figure it out on your own. But a few things, I just want to give you some tips. The first is be an effective communicator. It's the best thing you can do. It will surpass your nursing skills. You can take it past nursing, learn how to talk to people, learn how to talk to your patients. It will mean more than them or as much to them as the care you provide. It's definitely a skill you should try to hone. The second tip is to be an advocate. Find a group, find somebody that you can be an advocate for, somebody that you can make a difference in their life. So for me, I'm a very big children's advocate. I've fought with several different agencies in this area over kids, and I will fight them tooth and nail, always to take care of a child. So I had an experience. I was a house supervisor at a hospital responsible for approximately 200 employees. I got a message that there was a trauma coming in. So we went to the ER, and there was a child coming in, and this child had injuries. There was about 20 of us standing in the room, and the physician that was in the room, he said, we all need to pray. So 20 of us all held hands, said a prayer for this child, and we knew there wasn't a whole lot of hope, to be able to bring the child back, and, we lost this child, and it was a nonsense reason that we lost this child. But from that moment forward, I swore that I would be an advocate for children. And you'll have that moment in your career. Each day is not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun days, but you'll get through it, and it will change who you are. So find your group, be it elderly, be it children, be it veterans. Find your group and be an advocate for them. Speak up for them. There's so much going on in nursing right now. I think just about every time you pull up your Facebook, you'll see something about a nurse being assaulted. I think, assaults on nurses have increased tremendously. I think 67% of people that work in a social field, nurses, social workers, will experience violence sometime in their career. And it's up to us to make a change for that. It's up to you guys to make a change. So that's probably the 2 best pieces of advice I can give you all. And the last thing I just want to say is I want to give credit to each one of these instructors. I want to go through and give you a memory that I have with each one of them, that they've left, I guess, an impression in my heart. So the first one is Miss Jada Oakes. She done clinical simulations for us with psych. Yeah, she remembers. She's laughing. She remembers. So she missed her calling as an actress, absolutely. Miss Rasnick, if you've ever had her in sim labs, nobody can do a hemorrhage like Miss Rasnick. It is the most realistic thing. She missed her calling as special effects in the movies. Miss Robbins, she, I think, is more of a friend as an instructor. I always thought her of that. She was a person you could go to and you could talk to openly. My memory with her is we were doing a pediatric simulation, and out of nowhere, she comes and shoulder bumps me. She's like, how's clinicals going? Well, they were doing pretty good until my rotator cuff got dislocated. So, but she's a great person. Also, she's a huge UT fan, so if you ever see any UT merchandise, I want you to send it to her.
You know better. You know better, don't you?
Next, Miss Wright. My favorite memory of her, I worked as a bank manager and as a banker for Wells Fargo Bank. Miss Wright walks into the bank and she's like, what are you doing here? Well, I work here. She said, well, no wonder you want to be a nurse. 100% right. She always kept us on track, kept us organized. You know, the last semester is very hectic, as you all realize. And she always kept us on track and kept us what we were doing. Miss Clarkston, she always stayed extra with me to help me study. She had a Lippincott manual that she would always spend hours after class helping me study. There were days we had a group together. There were days I was the only person in there. But I would absolutely have not passed my test without her. Also, we went to a legislative meeting in Richmond, and she took me to the Cheesecake Factory for the first time. I think I purchased about 20 pieces of cheesecake, and she told me I was going to be a diabetic before the program was over. She was absolutely right. And Miss Klusman, I think probably one of my favorite memories is with her. So I just got through doing my assessment and passed my assessment. I failed my assessment, but I had enough points to pass. And she called me in her office. She said, you passed for the semester. Had you not, you would have heard from me by now. She said, the only advice I'll give you was your assessment was minimal. Have a good summer. So fast forward 4 years, I'm in Chicago, Illinois. I'm working on my master's degree. I'm doing my clinical rotation or my assessment to finish my nurse practitioner program. And I have this little devil sitting on my shoulder, and he's like, oh, you're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to do this. And Miss Klusman, she was my angel on the other side. So my Miss Klusman angel was a little bit different than your normal angel. I've got this devil on the left side that's saying, you know, you can't do this. I've got Miss Klusman on the other side. She's like, you will do this. And you know the look I'm talking about. I'm sure you all have got that look before. Yeah. So I passed my assessment, and I owe that to her because she told me my assessment was minimal, and I continued to focus and improve on that. So I just want to say thank you to them and thank you to this program. And, you know, I urge you all to be supporters of this program. Even though you're graduates, they still need your support. You know, if it's, you know, sharing something on Facebook, helping one of their students, you know, doing anything to help this program. If you can support them financially, do that. I mean, this program's here because of them and because of you guys. So congratulations to you all. You're in for a wild ride. Thank you.
I'll tell another story on Jay. We went up to the health wagon to do phlebotomy. We were going to draw blood. And when I arrived, they said, we've got a lot of folks that didn't show up, and we don't know if we can do this today. I said, well, what's the problem? They said, well, we don't have any lab people to spin down the blood. I said, well, I can do that. I worked in a doc's office. I know how to do that. And they said, oh, good. I said, what's your other problem? Well, we don't have anyone to make glasses. And I said, well, I don't know if I can help you with that. And then Jay steps up and says, I can do that. And he could, and he did. So, yeah, he's jack of all trades for sure. This is an exciting moment for me because this is a chance for me to be able to tell secrets that I've been keeping for a few days now. We have some special recognition awards that we would need to give out. And the first 3 awards we've been doing since we became a program separate from the Virginia Appalachian Tri-College program. And that is to recognize outstanding academic performance, outstanding clinical performance, and outstanding professional performance. But last fall, one of our alumni who has been a speaker here for Penning in the past, he stepped up and started a scholarship that he calls the Healing Hands Leadership Scholarship. And he wanted it to go to a student so that they would have a little bit of a bonus to go on, to go to the next step, to get their next step in their education. And that's the purpose for it. And he is known for teaching about mercy leadership. And you can Google him online. His name is Jeff Radford. And he is one of the big whoop-de-doos in Health South now. Days. So anyways, he wanted to be here because he wanted to see the first person win this scholarship. And unfortunately, timing didn't work out because his daughter is graduating today. So he couldn't be here. So, but Jeff Radford, we do appreciate and thank him for the Healing Hands Leadership Scholarship. So without any extra ado, the first award is for the outstanding academic performance, and this was chosen by the instructors for someone who led the class in their academics across the board through the 2 years, and that goes to Brian Blankenship. You'll come up those stairs there. The next award goes to the student that impressed folks in SimLab and in their clinical performance, just was outstanding, and that's why they are being recognized. And that award goes to Megan Atwell for outstanding clinical performance. This next award, we had a hard time naming it. We just wanted to give an award to someone that has exemplified what a nurse is. And they act professionally. They're just what you think of when you think of a nurse. And the faculty chose this time Lucas Wilcox as the Outstanding Professional Performance Award. I almost feel like we need a drum roll for this one since it's the first time we're doing this. But this is the first time we're giving the Healing Hands Leadership Award, and it comes with a $500 scholarship, and it is being presented to Kristen Brooke Mullins. All right. We have come to the time that we came here for, and that is to see some students pinned. Yay, that's right. So I think everyone's been cued on what they're to do as I call the name. Yep. As the students come to the stage, they will be given a rose by one of the faculty members, Deborah Wright. And then they will come to the stage so everyone can get their pictures if they like. And as they come off the stage, the Gideons are here tonight, and we appreciate them being here every year. And I'm not sure how you escaped from the program this year, but at any rate, we do appreciate you all coming, and they will have a testament for anyone that would like one. Okay. So the first graduate is Jamie Adair, and she's being pinned by Summer Eldridge, who's also a nurse and her close friend. And we already met Megan, but here's Megan Atwell, and she's being pinned by Andrew Mullins. At this time, we have Leanne Baker, and she is being pinned by Angela Reynolds, her sister. Yay. Yeah, come on up this way. You also met this young man already, Brian Blankenship. Whoops, got the other Baker. I forgot, we got two Bakers. And they're in a different order in my list. So I switched them because I seen Angie, but I didn't get Tiffany. So we've got Tiffany Baker here, and we're blessed to have her. She moved back to this area, and she thought she was caught in the middle of two nursing programs, but it was pretty seamless for her to come and join us, and we're glad she did. She became one of the leaders of the group, and we appreciate her so much. And that's her husband, Nathaniel, that pinned her. Now we'll have Brian come, and Brian is being pinned by Shane Tucker, his father-in-law. Congratulations. Mickey Ann Blessing, being pinned by Michael Skeen, her father. Lauren Caldwell is being pinned by Brad Caldwell, her father. Caleb Chester is being pinned by Ruth Chester. We don't have a clown award yet, but maybe we need to name it the Chester Award. Yeah. Tyler Kraft is being pinned by Kevin Kraft, his father. Tiffany Deal is being pinned by Dakota Osborne. Courtney N. Dorton is being pinned by Bridget Dorton, her mother. Sheena Flannery is being pinned by Josh Flannery, her husband. Abigail Fuller is being pinned by Michelle Fuller, her mother. Tiffany Lopez is being pinned by Courtney Ratliff, her best friend. Kaylee S. Miller is being pinned by Jessica Caldwell, her mother. Kristen Brooke Mullins is being pinned by McKinley Mullins, her husband. Were they going to have you stay up here so you can do the oath?
Okay. Do you want me to just stay
Yeah,
over there?
yeah, you need, and here's the program if there's not one over there. Here you go. Okay. Next is Jessica Neely being pinned by Jason Neely, her husband. Next is Jason Shepard being pinned by Brittany Shepard, his wife. Brittany Silcox is being pinned by Barry Mullins, her father. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Whitney Elizabeth Swanner is being pinned by Kimberly Ann Spurlock, her mother. Haley Wagner is being pinned by Mark Wagner, her father. Lucas Reed Wilcox is being pinned by Hannah Grace Wilcox, his wife. Wow. The other day, Lucas said to me, as he's walking away, I'm talking about him, he goes, "It's about time for us to pick some watermelons." Now, some of you will not know what the heck that means, because our students come in all different tracks, so they come in at all different times. But in the fall of 23, I talked about going to nursing school was like raising watermelons. And I explained how that was, that you couldn't just walk in, sit in a room, and expect watermelons to grow in a field if you just walked there. Well, you can't do it in a classroom either. And we talked about how you had to do all kinds of things to get those watermelons. And I was telling them, you know, here in 2 years, you'll have your watermelons. And Lucas reminded me of that type thing. So you all have done a whole lot of planting seeds. You've done a whole lot of tilling ground. You've done a whole lot of tilling to those plants and weeding. You have done a whole lot these 2 years, including ATI templates. But that is what will get you to getting that NCLEX and that RN. And I do want to salute you all. I tell people all the time, I do not know how students do it nowadays. When I was in school, there was no such thing as HIPAA, so I didn't have to learn about it. There was no such thing of AIDS. I didn't have to learn about it. There was probably millions of drugs that hadn't come out on the market yet that I didn't have to learn about, but you all do. And so what you do in 2 years, I had 4 years to do it in. What you do in 2 years just utterly just amazes me. And I know you do it not like I did, 19 years old, just going to school and that's all I did. You do it by taking care of grandparents. You do it by taking care of your children. You do it taking care of sometimes communities or groups that you're in. You do all kinds of extra things, and you are to be saluted for all that you do. Let's give them a big hand of applause. At this time, I'd like to ask Brooke Mullins to come forward. She's going to lead you all in the International Pledge for Nurses, and you will find it in your program. So in case you haven't memorized it yet, I do encourage you every time of every May, go ahead and read this pledge, because you graduated in May, and Florence Nightingale's birthday is May the 12th. This is the Nurses Week is currently on. And so we really recommend that you read this each and every year so that you can remember what you suffered these last 2 years for, or 3 for some people, because they did our part-time evening program. So I'm going to let Brooke take it over and lead you in the pledge. If you all are stand and face your audience.
In full knowledge of the obligations I am undertaking, I promise to care for the sick with all of the skill and understanding I possess, without regard to race, creed, color, politics, or social status. I will respect at all times the dignity and religious beliefs of my patients under my care, holding in confidence all personal information entrusted to me and refraining from any action which might endanger life or health. I will endeavor to keep my professional knowledge and skill at the highest level and give loyal support and cooperation to all members of the health team. I will do my utmost to honor the International Code of Ethics applied to nursing and to uphold the integrity of the nurse.
That concludes our program, but not our celebrating. There is more food out there in the Commons area. Feel free to enjoy yourselves and partake. And I don't know what happened to that storm was supposed to happen right now, but we're just so blessed it didn't come, and hopefully you all will drive home safely so we can celebrate again tomorrow night at graduation. Yay!